Have you ever stood in front of your rose bush thinking, I am done with this plant? Well, you are not alone. This video is for a desperate rosarian out there, garden-inspired living. Don't give up on roses. Well, recently I had a very interesting discussion online with garden-inspired living, the rosarian, and she was telling me that she has 2 Eden roses growing in her garden and she's ready to give up on them because they are attacked mercilessly by black spot. This particular gardener doesn't like it. Who does like sick roses, right? So what she did, she called the rose product producers of sprays, and they said, which is very interesting, they said that there's no point of spraying climbers because they don't absorb the spray as well as shrub roses, so she shouldn't use chemical systemic sprays on climbers, which is very interesting information for me. I never heard it, and I think my opinion is maybe the climbers, they don't have different genes to absorb the chemical sprays differently or less effectively than, let's say, shrub roses. But maybe the effectiveness of spraying is minimized because climbing roses are so much higher. They are not growing in one tight space. You have to be all over the climbing roses. And look at all these branches. Just imagine spraying this generous garden, which, by the way, I don't spray. This thing is growing here happily with no intervention, almost no intervention of mine. So I kind of don't agree with that statement that chemical sprays don't work on climbers as well on shrub roses. But this video is to support garden-inspired living and encourage her not to give up on roses. And here are my main points why not to give up on roses. Point number 1. Roses are much tougher than they look. They might look very fragile, but especially modern varieties, they are more equipped genetically to withstand all the pressure of our gardens. And now the good news is that now that all the hybridizers are actively working on improving the disease resistance of roses. So whatever is coming on the market, chances are that those roses are highly disease resistant and more adaptable to behave like a usual garden plant, right? Instead of being the finicky prima donnas of our gardens. So if you don't want to deal with spraying your roses, look into these disease-resistant varieties. And the beginner gardener might think, okay, rose is a rose, like any other plant. Hydrangea is a hydrangea. But there are so many varieties of roses, and difference in blooms, color, disease resistance, all other features of the plant are so different among roses that it pays to do the research. And here I want to remind you about the book, which is my super favorite, by Peter Kukielski, and he did this book, Roses Without Chemicals, several years ago already. He's a local guy. I'm in Connecticut. He worked many years in New York City in Rose Botanical Garden. And it is 150 disease-free varieties. When I need to dream about my future garden, one day, and what I would choose, I am always coming back to this book. So highly recommended. If you can find it online, usually it's used. I bought it used, and it's my gift to my friends who love to grow roses. So look for disease-resistant varieties and enjoy those roses. Point number 2. Roses improve dramatically through the years. So you introduce this baby plant, and 1 year it might produce, if it's a climber, 1 long stem, maybe 2. and you're waiting for 2-3 years, and you get desperate that this plant is looking so small, as not as big, as beautiful as my gorgeous the generous gardener rose. Well, this plant is more than 10 years old, and when it was a baby it was barely covering this half of this arch here. So patience, gardener. You might wait for 3 years and decide to give up just before you hit that wonderful stage where your rose suddenly boom blooms and grow and becomes mature and gives you, and is going to give you years and years from that original first long 3 years. It's going to give you many blooms. So don't give up too fast. Wait at least 5 years before you give up on that rose. Point number 3. Pruning mistakes are not fatal. If you made a mistake, or somebody, like my rabbits, trimmed your rose for you, your rose is not going to be dying. It will regrow. It has a lot of nutrients stored in its root system. So in spring, it might be smaller, but pruning mistakes are not fatal on the rose. Roses are more forgiving to pruning than trees, because their canopy is always changing, right? They don't have this stable frame like trees do, where you cut a limb and that's it. Roses always regrow their canes. So if you chop one cane accidentally, in 2 years that cane would be gone and new canes would be growing instead. So look at me. The other day, Mindy, I believe, from Midwest, was asking how I trim my beautiful rose, the drift rose. Well, Mindy, this year, this rose was trimmed for me by beautiful rabbits. And don't let me get started on rabbits. You hear a lot about it. So, the rabbit didn't touch stronger, younger shoots. I'm not sure why. He went for all the smaller ones and trimmed my rose. What can I do? My drift rose is not going to die. It's going to have just a very uniform short growth this year. It's not going to be bigger. This is a second year of this rose in my garden, so we will see how it will behave. I probably will trim these long canes together to the same height as those ones, just to match how they look, and my rose will have a, what shall we say, lollipop shape this year. By the way, Mindy, I love that blue color of your chairs and a table in your garden. Very good move. Love your garden. All right, and my last point is, there is a rose for every garden. If you want disease-free roses, no spray roses, look for a landscape modern roses. If you want generally fuss-free, low-maintenance roses, look into shrub roses. If you want structure in your garden, you have climbers and ramblers. So there is a rose for every garden. Well, and the last statement is, garden-inspired living, please don't give up on your Eden roses. Gift those roses to your friends. Buy yourself a book, the one I showed you, 150 disease-resistant roses. Choose the most disease-resistant rose, plant it, and enjoy it. My dear gardeners, I will see you in our next video. As always, happy gardening!